Let me ask you something. What were you thinking when you made Over the Top?
What?
Over the Top? I mean, you had to arm wrestle a guy for the custody of your son, for God's sake.
Let's save your energy.
I mean, did you actually get that script and go around telling people, hey, this is a good one?
Oh, come on, just drop it, please.
No, you're right, It was an excellent movie, now that I think about it. After all, it does combine the emotional drama of a custody child hearing with arm wrestling.
That's enough.
Whoa, hey, remember that movie Kramer versus Kramer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was about child custody, too. Yeah, but it wasn't that good. It was, I don't know, it was missing something, what was it missing? Oh, wait, I know. Arm wrestling.
Shut up!
Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast. This is not that by a long shot. Oh, actually, there's a bit of an in. But who is that talking? And who is that beside him as always? That other guy, the bulging bicep, V1.
What's the crack?
And the wrist wanker, Jay Hunter. It's Over the Top 1987, and it's coming up right now.
He's a man who's never beaten the odds.
You never had anything, so you have nothing to lose.
This is over. I'm coming to get him.
Hey, what is going on? I got another Nogger film review for you today. What is happening, V1?
Not too much, mate. I loved this movie as a kid, and when you told me we were going to cover this... No, wait, you didn't tell me. I told you we were going to cover this.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I'm in the hot seat now. That's it, Jay. You're going to watch something that I loved as a kid.
Oh, wow. Yes, thanks to Michael Selter for choosing this vid. Michael pledges on the top tier of Nogger, and if you do that too, you can request your own review of a film, and we'll possibly get to it sometime in the next 7 years. An arm wrestling movie starring Sly and Terry Funk. Since we're wrestling fans, you might notice there's going to be a wee bit of a slant towards wrestling. So we'll run down the movie, and then we'll talk about arm wrestling in pro wrestling afterwards. Pitch of the movie. Sly plays Lincoln Hawk, a truck driver estranged from his son, looking to forge a new and lasting relationship with him.
Could a name be more 80s and American?
Yes.
Lincoln Hawk. I mean, like...
Gunner Scott.
Like Lincoln Eagle might have topped it, but Hawk is pretty good.
Yeah. Hawk also happens to be a world-class arm wrestler. Will the two stories merge? You'll have to wait. Yeah, it does. Sorry, Steve, you said you watched this as a kid. How did you feel about it?
As a kid, I absolutely loved this movie. This is one of those types of movies that I was raised watching. Like anything that was Arnie, Sly, Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren. That's what V1 was raised on.
Okay.
So yes, I would have seen this multiple times as a kid.
And as a child, did you wear a cap at all?
No, I never wore a cap. I only ever owned one cap, okay? It's something that I sent away from a cereal box. So, do you remember Kellogg's Corn Pops?
Of course, yes.
I used to be a big...
Fancy, look at the fancy Corn Pops.
Oh, you will get them once a week, Stephen. And the rest of the time, you will have Tesco brand cornflakes,
Flaked corn.
Yeah. So the Corn Pops had a gimmick where I think you could save, like, the back of the box had a voucher, and if you cut out 10 of these and post it away with like £3 or £4, we will send you a cap. Mm-hmm. And I got an Oakland A's cap. I got it because I liked the colours. It was green and yellow. And my first time wearing it out, my cousin was over from England, and we went up to the swimming pool, and someone robbed it.
No!
And my first time wearing it, and I was devastated. That's the only time I ever owned a cap.
Oh my God. And so you didn't even get the chance to turn it backwards.
No.
And turn the tide towards you.
I know, and become a different man, like a machine, like a truck.
Steve, thank you for that, and I'm sorry. What a dismal Irish childhood.
A formative moment in my youth.
At least you got to excise it here on the
Yeah. Making of.
possibly the most uneventful, easygoing film backstory we've covered. Cannon Films locked in Sly in 1984, shopped it around, selling it to various distributors. Sly, who in the 3 years until the movie came out, became an even bigger action star with Rambo 2, Rocky 4 and Cobra. The lads at Cannon couldn't have timed this any better.
Yeah, massive star.
Cannon hired Dirty Harry 3 writer Sterling Sullivan to pen the script, with Stallone co-writing and given final cut. But not that they really needed it, by then Sly knew exactly what he was about, so the whole process went down quite swimmingly.
I thought you were going to say, not that they really needed it, because there's no writing in the movie.
Filmed over 9 weeks during summer 1986 in California mainly and Utah for a few bits, including the set of the Beverly Hillbillies for the mansion scenes. Over the Top was released February 12th, 1987, premiering in New York and LA, and nowhere Ireland didn't get it. It wasn't internationally released. So it should be a slam dunk, right?
Maybe.
What about your own boys? Have they seen this movie?
Yes, but I'm my son's least favorite actor, so it doesn't count.
Casting!
Featuring Sylvester Stallone as Lincoln Hawk, the dad.
I can't even hear the name without laughing.
$25 million budget. How much of that went on Sly?
So you said that they locked him in 1984, where his wages locked in 1984.
This feels like it wasn't.
Okay, I'm going to say at least 51%.
Yeah, well, just under that. 12 million.
Whoa, okay.
David Mendenhall as the son Mike. You may recognise his voice as Daniel Witwicky in the Transformers movie.
No way.
Yeah, and the TV show afterwards as well, season 3 and 4.
Whoa, look at the size of it.
Yep, it's a whopper, all right.
Hot Rod, the shuttle's coming. Let's watch it land.
Rick Zumwalt as the big bad Bull Hurley, arm wrestling champion, aka Penguin's Roydy Strongman in Batman Returns.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Rob Loja as the mean old grandpappy.
It should have been like starring Rob Loja.
Or for Robert, as in Rob Loja. Yeah, that's stuck behind Rob Loja scene in Family Guy. That's what I know mostly from.
That's Robert Loja. R as in Robert Loja. O as in oh my god, it's Robert Loja.
And Terry Funkaroo as Grandpappy's main henchman.
I hope he took the money.
He did take the money. Just if you're wondering, where was this in Funk's career? Well, he'd already announced his retirement multiple times. His big one being in 1983 in Sumo Hall after defeating Stan Hansen and Terry Gordy in his tag with his brother Dory Funk Jr., saying that he would be remembered forever, 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 forever. Oh man, the Funks. Oh my god, himself and Dory Funk Jr., they were they were so big in Japan. If you wanted to, let's just splice it in. They have like a Hulk Hogan level response. Their entrance is like 3 minutes long, and everyone's just oh wow.
I do believe you got his brother's name wrong. I believe it's Hoss Funk, Jay. Have you know?
Well done, Vince. He was over so hard there. Like, he inspired manga characters like Teddy Man and Kinnikuman.
Okay.
It's so cool. Terry returned from retirement and joined the WWF in 1985, which is crazy looking at it, because Terry Funk from Amarillo, and he's in the WWF. It's so weird. Despite continuing to work with All Japan, he was good friends with Giant Baba. Like, he'd go over there with Dory Funk Jr. and they'd have crazy matches, and in response he would get Japanese wrestlers over to his territory in Amarillo to season them away so the Japanese public didn't see them having to get better, do you know? So he's a developmental promoter.
I'm going to show these people just exactly how smart I am.
There's no love lost between these two.
In the WWF, he was slotted as an upper mid-card heel. His longest program was with JYD, and And Vince, like seeing a real life cowboy, he just, let's get you in Donnybrook Theatre.
You have no dignity.
You jackass.
As well as part of the Wrestling Classic tournament, getting a day's pay for working for less than 30 seconds.
Get in
OSW number 2.
And the man from the Double Cross Ranch got double crossed, and he's out of this tournament.
He worked a couple bouts with Hulk Hogan, despite the cavalcade of 80s monster heels lining up against him. His most prominent being Saturday Night's Main Event number 4, filmed December 1985. Did you watch that one, Steve?
I did, actually.
Oh man, I think I really got it together now. I got the eggs, the calcium, the carbohydrates, all the vitamins I need.
Saturday Night's Main Event, that opened with a Hogan promo where he's like, here, Mean Gene, drink this milk, that milk, white liquid.
As his Hulkster patented Python protein drink, which he plops a full egg in, including the shell. and like Mean Gene takes a sip and he just, you know, like kind of like powers up and he's going like, oh, I'm feeling it, Hulk. I was like, they actually should have patented that and brought it out, because I can assure you that Hulkamaniacs around the world would have wanted that.
This is the Hulkster's patented Python protein drink, and don't you dare give Terry Funk the recipe, man. I won't.
Terry Funk, he cut a promo with Jesse Ventura at poolside.
Yeah, he basically says that I'm going to beat Hogan tonight, and all the national media will be after me. I'm going to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and if I'm not, I'm going to brand you with my red hot pokey.
Wonderful.
He's fucking great.
And I want a great tan for the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Well, I don't know if Sports Illustrated's here, Terry.
They better be. They put that overrated blonde blowhard Hogan on the cover. They better put me on it when I'm through, or I'll fry them.
Hulk Hogan, no doubt, looking forward to this title defense against Terry Funk. No doubt the most important match since WrestleMania.
My first takeaway from this match, it's so weird and, dare I say, wrong to see Hulk Hogan wearing blue.
Yeah, he was like in his rip
gear
outfit.
Yeah, but blue and red.
Not till 1989.
Which is, you know, the Dooley's colour of...
Butch Reed?
He's in the Butch Reed colours of blue and red.
Hulkster sends Funk for the Raw, follows right in after him.
I thought that this match was actually not that bad, considering that I watched the entire show and the first match is a 6-man tag featuring Hillbilly Jim, Uncle Elmer and Cousin Luke, going from 2 big fat lads waddling around the ring to Terry Funk, who can actually work a match with Hulk Hogan. And for 1985 and for this show, they worked at an electric pace TM, you know? They did a great spot where Funk whips Hogan off the rope and he drops to the mat.
Yes!
And then Hogan sees it coming and begins to run the ropes, stepping on Funk's back every time, and V1 was marking out.
I was like, that's the first thing. I was like, if you wanted to know who's a territory wrestler, it's the crisscross spot.
Yes.
And every time he gets stood on, he goes he schwabs closer to the ropes to get out. Oh, it was the crowd were so hot for it, man.
Yeah.
I was flipped out.
Terry Funk whips him to the rope for the ride, goes downstairs. Oh, look at that. Hulkster stepping right over. Look at this. Back and forth. And finally hooking the rope and outside Terry Funk. Oh, man. Funk is bringing everything over with him.
They were absolutely loving it. Then Terry Funk takes a flare over the turnbuckle spot, which looked fantastic. And then Hogan brings him back in with a suplex over the top. Of course, Terry gets his heat with a sneaky kick to the balls.
I was like a backwards mule kick kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ref has to pretend that he wasn't just looking at it.
Yeah. But then Hogan gets his heat back immediately as Funk goes to the top rope. Hogan gets up and shakes the rope and he balls him. Follows up with an atomic drop, clothesline, big elbow, and is about to win, but Jimmy Hart grabs a leg, gets the distraction. Then we have a chase around the ring.
Yes.
And we get the rare shot. The super rare shot of someone underneath the ring, and in 1985, there was no Little People's Court.
Yes, and there was no lights, apparently. You're just looking at Grady footage.
Back in the ring, Funker chokes Hogan with his wrist tape, gets a big pile driver for a 2.
Oh my God, when he chokes him with the wrist tape, I love it because he puts his forearm in front of the tape so the referee can't see it. It's so clever. And then he waits for Jimmy Hart to distract the ref, and then he disposes of the tape. Oh, he's like, that's so clever.
Kayfabe, mate.
Oh.
They're tricks that are just gone from modern wrestling. Like, you don't see that anymore.
I'm sad about that.
Yeah, and like that's lost heat. You know what I mean? But I suppose nowadays wrestling is not about heat. It's about getting pops, even if you're a heel, you know? Funk goes for some jabs, but Hogan hulks up, hits his strikes, big elbow, big boot, and then Jimmy Hart grabs Hogan's foot again and gets a 2.
I know Funk doesn't win the WWF title, but I'm like, oh my God, this is it!
Yeah.
This is it! You know, But Hogan, he is no Kurt Angle, who's Mr. 2.99999.
No.
This guy is like 1 1/3, and I start moving my leg.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Then finish out of nowhere. Hulk Hogan hits a big clothesline, gets the win.
1, 2, count of 3! What a cheap shot on the part of champion Hogan!
And I thought was an excellent 1985 main event in the middle of the show match.
That sounds a lot worse than it is, but it was great.
It was really, really good.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Funker's great, and Hogan worked with pace.
And then the last shot after they show the replay is Terry Funk dragging out Jimmy Hart by his pant leg, who's down on the ground.
Yes.
Magic. Sorry, we just turned this into a wrestling review.
Yeah.
I ain't had enough! Come on back, Funk! Come on back!
All right.
Funk, fantastic, but he would leave the WWF a couple of months later. He was feeling the physical and mental wear of wrestling after 2 decades. So leaving the WWF, he turned to Hollywood for his next adventure. Film-wise, his biggest roles at the time were this movie, 1987's Over the Top, with Sly as one of Cutler's goons. 1978's Paradise Alley with Sly as Frankie the Thumper, a different goon. And 1989's Roadhouse, a cult classic alongside Patrick Swayze, where he actually gets to chat to Patrick Swayze.
You asshole! What am I supposed to do?
There's always barber college.
You're a dead man.
That's probably his most famous role. Fun movie, well worth checking out, and the fight scenes look really, really good.
Excellent. Funk would maybe keep a toe dips in wrestling at this time. Like he left WWF in 1985. Like he'd do a handful of matches per year. Like, okay, I'll go on the road, do a run with Flair in WCW. But Funk wouldn't return to full-time wrestling until joining ECW in 1993.
Wow.
Almost 8 years later. So how was his first major film role in Hollywood? Let's find out.
You know, I heard you had balls big enough to come in a dump truck, but you don't look like much to me.
Curtain up. This land I love, America. Wash my truck inside of you. Nothing rhymes with America. Maybe something like numerical. Yeah. Sly's son graduates from the cadets. No happy parent in sight. Sly driving up in his big truck, completely missing the ceremony. I do love that they visually show he's way too late as other cars kind of slowly drive off in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I was like, mate, could have maybe saved the wash of the truck.
Yes.
Until later on, you know?
Sorry, I shouldn't have stopped for that haircut. His son doesn't know Sly and he doesn't care. Asking to see, hey, sir, can I see your ID? Oh, nice jab.
It's very, very good, yeah.
Addressing him as sir as coldly and formally as possible. And when they're driving in the truck, at his first chance, he pops out and runs across the freeway to safety.
Are you fucking... Safety, yeah.
This is an American freeway.
Runs in front of hundreds of cars that are bombing it along What a little bollocks.
Mate.
Although, for all he knows, this is a diddle man.
I know, he had the printout of him and his wife. That's solid.
Photoshop. Hello.
What was in 1987?
I'll have you know that they were photoshopping Lee Harvey Oswald in 1963. Also, I don't know, the Ric Flair Macho Man was like 92, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the like with the horse.
Yeah, but they didn't actually Photoshop anything.
They just took two separate pictures.
Back to back. They both went to the ranch. That's how they look so good. And then his son is like, I hate you. And Sly's like, okay, hate me, but we got to start somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Melodrama, full force.
Yes, very, very full force here. You know, like the kid is like, do you think you could make up for 10 years in 2 to 3 days? And I kind of appreciated the way Sly just kind of like, honestly and meekly, because he knows that what he did is wrong. He's just like, no, I can't.
Let me know. I can do it myself.
We are given the explanation that he was away because he had to step away, and it's more like the grandpappy told him to stay away, and he did, and obviously he's busy with his job on the road, and that's all you're getting. You know, so he has to try and make up for his absence.
But I didn't fly all the way up here to be simply told you turned my grandson over to that worthless bastard.
Who is that? The angry grandpappy. He is angry and very pappy that his grandson has left with his dad. The plot dynamic is that the kid Mike is the kind of crux, the central pivoting point. Sly, his dad, has been away for many reasons and wants back in his life. The mom has a mysterious, miscellaneous illness, prepping for surgery, and she would like that for her and her husband as well. But the granddad is the angry, powerful guy in a suit and is against Sly taking his grandson away from him. He plays like an uber-controlling rich guy tyrant.
Yeah, so like, he obviously loves his daughter and he loves his grandkid, but the way he goes about it, it's massive heel heat because his daughter is possibly dying and her last wish is to get her son to know his dad. And the granddad is like, she's in no state to be making decisions like that. I'm like, oh, you're just taking away her agency as a parent, mate. That's a heel move.
Yes. His goons rush to do his bidding. 11 and a half minutes into the movie, who's flanking the suits? Terry Funkadoo! And that's it. See you in half an hour.
What my grandson found, I don't care how you do it. Do it! Yes, sir.
You know, if you're hungry, there's a great place up here for good steak. What do you say we stop?
Sir, you're going to be a victim of cholesterol poisoning.
Back to the lads on the road. Why are they driving? Hawk is a trucker, and the estranged wife wants to see the husband and son before her surgery and thinks a 3-day drive together will be a good bonding time. Sly's hungry, so Hawk takes Mike to a trucker bar to eat. A wildly inappropriate place to take a child.
Yeah. Like, if it was just a diner, that'd be one thing, but there's like big burly men drinking and angry, and there's a form of combat sport taking place in this bar.
Yeah. So a definite air of danger in there. And immediately we see why. A ruffian picks a fight, challenging him to an arm wrestling contest.
How is this lad not a wrestler?
Oh, it's like
look at him.
Very Schultzy.
That's the exact same thing that I was thinking of. Is I here wanted a woman?
I was like, is this another arm wrestler? He looks like a biker man.
Go!
So when they start arm wrestling, come on, man, over the top. And they're like, oh, he said the name of the movie.
He did the thing.
He said it.
Referring to moving your thumb over his and gaining leverage in arm wrestling.
Is that legal?
I think when it started, you can't start in that. Yeah, but you both have to be happy with the position, but then afterwards, yeah.
Okay.
Seeing Sly's guns tensed, I know Stallone is big, but he hasn't got the 24-inch pythons.
When you see him next to other monster dudes, okay, he's in phenomenal shape for a mortal.
Yes. Like, it probably helps that visually he's an underdog, so he can kind of rally behind them. But it was like, in movie terms, if Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, showed up, he just beat everyone in seconds.
Yeah, I just want to point out, if Sly...
Movie logic.
If Sly was in the WWF, he'd never be a world champion because he's not big enough.
And he can't cut a promo.
Well, you know, he can just get in the ring and grab the bike and just go. And people would be like throwing money at him.
The NXT crowd would be so hot on it.
Yeah.
So they're back on the road because they're going to the Mam's hospital. And Hawk shows him he's got his pulley system to work on his guns. And then he's like, hey, why don't you try it out? And so his son starts trying it out as well. But he is turned 3/4 over. He's in a terrible sitting position to do that. That would just injure him.
Also, he's literally moving the same weight that his potential world champion arm wrestling dad did. I'm like, does that mean that Sly is not strong?
Yeah. I don't think about it, was the answer. There were no podcasts in 1987.
I feel like it would have been a better and more charming scene if the kid tried to move it and he was like, and he couldn't do it. And then, you know, like his dad went, ha, ha, you know.
Because the son is very condescending and dismissive of his entire everything about Sly's life. And Sly's like, hey, why don't you drive the truck if it's so easy? And the kid does and has fun and he smiles. And I was like, he just kind of proved you were wrong and he's right.
Yeah.
That he can do it.
Yeah.
I was like, by the way, besides that angered me so much because in that scene where the kid learns to drive, it's not a big open road where there's miles of straight line. There are other cars, vehicles passing in the other direction. How unsafe is that?
Yeah. How many laws are being broken right now?
I could only complain. That's my feeling. I didn't feel happy. I was just
everyone knows that when you're learning to drive, you have to go up to the local factories, to the big empty space, and you drive around in circles.
Yes.
That's how you learn. Where did you learn to drive?
Oh, very good. Very good. So after a day's driving, Mike warms the Sly, and then we get the bit where I would have dipped out if I was Mike. Because Sly says, oh, let's rest for the night, and just lowers his cap. We've been sitting here for the last 12 hours driving in the exact same position. I'm not sleeping like this. We're hauling a trailer behind us.
Yeah.
Is there not a mattress?
But also most cabs have a little sleeping bay up top.
Yeah.
I think it would have been even a decent scene for him to say, hey kid, normally I sleep up here. I'm not going to do the voice. He's like, hey kid, normally hey kid, normally I sleep up here, but you can have my bed, you know?
Okay.
You feel good?
Yeah, why?
I mean, you feel strong?
Why?
At a cafe, a second cafe scene, Sly gets Mike to try out arm wrestling. But hey, we get to see the arcade cabinet of Super Mario.
Yeah.
Is that him in his Jumpman days? Is it?
So is that Super Mario Bros? That's the one screen 2-player game where you're trying to get. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I know it's important in the history of gaming. I don't like that game.
It's not very good.
Yeah.
But it is important, as you said. Mike faces 80s punk.
I have it written here. Sly sets Mike up to fight a Skynet freedom fighter sent back in time from the future.
Is that because he's got fingerless gloves?
Yeah, the state of him.
I love the way he has goons and they're like, yeah, blow the fruit away.
The fruity booty.
Yes, we are close there. Okay, so they arm wrestle.
On glass.
Yeah. And they don't have the elbow cups that you're supposed to put your elbows in.
And it will be tilted.
Yes.
It's not even.
Yeah, it's a slanted table. So
someone has the high ground.
Yes. It's a slanted table.
Yeah.
It's not fair. I don't think Mike would be able to easily or get pinned because he's on the downward slope.
Yeah.
So it's easier for the other guy to get pinned.
Actually, be easier on the bottom, yeah, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Boo! Give back that dollar. But things are going too well, so Mike is abducted by goons.
Hired goons.
For approximately 1 minute, Sly catches up with them in the truck. I was just like, are these freighter trucks? they're capped around 100 kilometers per hour. So it's possible, as they're not going too fast because they're in busy streets weaving in and out.
Yeah, but the time for him to get, like, your top speed is probably similar, but the rate at which you get there would be wildly different.
Yes.
By the time Sly gets up to maximum speed, the other guy should be in a different state.
Yeah. This is like Mario Kart Yoshi versus Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Or Bowser.
Yeah.
Getting to that maximum speed.
Yeah.
Will take forever. But Sly unabducts the kid. Sly rescues the kid. And that was the last hitch before completing their journey. So they rock up to the hospital for the mom's surgery. But she already had surgery. And she's dead! It's all Sly's fault.
Shouldn't have gotten the haircut.
You would have never come to pick me up. I would have seen her. I wouldn't be running around in that truck while she was dying.
So the two of them are in mourning, and Mike blames Sly, and so now he's living with his grandpappy despite not having custody.
And I understand that. If you're a kid and you were raised without a dad, your mom is going to be your entire world. And if this strange man who stops for steaks and fights
and doesn't have a bed,
if he's the reason that you didn't get to see your mom for one last time, you would be fucking furious. Like it would be horrific.
Yes, you would just place the blame on him.
Yeah.
So Hawk goes to Grandpappy's mansion because he would like to see Mike. Snotty security guards rebuff his request, so he drives off. And comes back and plows through the security gate.
I'll be back.
Yes.
I mean, that's a great scene. That's a cool looking shot, but you are going to prison.
Yes.
You cannot do that, Link.
I love that he decimates the water fountain and the garden features, and then he just rams the door down by smashing into it. Awesome.
It's great. It is actually great.
And then some terrible acting as like he's just smashed up the whole place. And he's like, what are you doing here? You get away from me, sir.
Where did you learn the cars?
Terrible. And we get the zero depth to the writing in general as well. Because the exposition talk is like, Michael, it's my boy. You left him years ago. I'm the real father. Damn you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Who wrote this? Actually, Sly, you wrote half of it. So that was probably one of yours.
Come in here, destroy my home, and take Michael with you. Michael Cutler is my boy. You deserted him years ago, and that's a fact that you can't change, no matter what you do. Damn you!
Hawk goes to take Michael forcibly, and Teddy for good! He is back with a double leg takedown. Yeah! And Sly is taken away. Next time, we're going to get more physical, Terry.
Let him go. Keep his arms behind him.
You Hawks, let's go.
Holding cell prison. Yes, you're absolutely right, Stephen. Lincoln is now in the slammer. Mike, however, gets on the phone to him, gives him a lifeline, asking, if I went with you, where would we go? And he just says, I don't know. I can only guarantee together. Oh, wow. A+, S rank there of a response. Lovely pitch, ruined by saying, I want to give you what's inside of me.
Yeah. That's fucking...
Because we've been going away, we've been trying not to delve in that kind of diddler joke area, and he just leans right in.
He does. But, like, you know, I totally get Mike's issue with saying his dad doesn't have a plan. I think it's hinted at that he doesn't have a home, that his home is his truck.
Yeah, there's no scenes with him at a bed
and
or cooking.
And so what future can he give his child? And as big of a bellend as the grandfather is, at least he has some form of stability and future there.
And he's minted.
So
it gives Mike the opportunities to do anything.
Yeah.
But what will Sly offer of like back troubles when he's 15?
Shoulders like ground glass.
Mike chooses the rich grandpappy instead of sweaty trucker. Sly says, okay. But remember what I said, the world doesn't meet anyone halfway.
The world meets nobody halfway. Remember that.
Sly sells his truck and puts the money on himself to win an arm wrestling tournament. $7,000 for 20-1 odds. 140 grand.
Plus a 7 back.
Yes, that's what I call gambling.
That's what I call gambling.
I got a letter.
Meanwhile, young Mike searches his mom's room, finding and reading the letters that were opened but never given to him, which is a very heel move by the mom for plot reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I really, really thought that he would have found it in his grandfather's room. Because it's literally being force-fed to us that the grandfather is the reason why his dad wasn't present. He was forced to go, and it's him who drove the wedge. So why did his mom keep the letters?
Absolutely, you see. But I was like, okay, so why did he keep the letters? Probably because Sly didn't write those letters. Steve, take a look at this handwriting. Look at the deer. Now here's Sly's handwriting.
We're like, there's little love hearts over the eyes here. I don't think Sly wrote them.
Yeah. And this philandering, this wool pullage over eyage, that is enough for Mike to run away and go find Sly in time for the big tournament in Nevada.
Oh, he doesn't just run away. He runs to the garage and steals a Jeep.
A really nice Jeep.
He fucking drives. I think it said that they're in California and he drives to Vegas. Like, I know that on a map, Vegas is next to California, right? But America is also fucking huge.
Yes. And Sly's already at the event.
And he's there. So he has to drive through city roads, freeways. Where did he get the money to top up the petrol?
Oh, he probably
Because I can assure you that Jeep is a gas guzzler and he's not getting there on a single tank.
You probably have a Dave & Buster's reward card. You know, just cashed in those. There's a quickie montage of the event showing beefy men and women competing. Kane Frizz gets an arm injury. I was like, there's not much you can do with shooting arm wrestling. Okay, stalemate, I've got the advantage, you've got the advantage, show the slam, the win, the crowd cheer, and then the same again with a different dude. Unlike wrestling where there can be more of a story told, you're limited with the different pieces you can to show have a story.
There's knockouts, there's battling, there's submissions, there's cheating. I suppose you could cheat, you know?
Well, they do try it, and we will find out. So they do kind of hold this stuff back for the main event.
Yeah, I do want to point out that the intro to the Arm Wrestling World Championships in Las Vegas is shot very much like a Pride FC intro, where they have this like stage and then, you know, there's like music playing and each individual contestant comes out one at a time and they get the pose and then they line up. And I was like, oh, only thing you're missing is Lenny Hart going like, you know, Lincoln gun hawk. Because she was fucking brilliant.
Who was your favourite opponent? Any jobbers here? Any did you like?
I did like your man Grizzly.
Yes!
Yeah.
That's what I have, Mad Dog Grizzly.
Yeah.
Who eats his stogie before he fights Sly. Ah!
Yeah.
Getting himself
that's heat,
over.
man. That's good shit. He looks like a mixture of Macho Man, Corporal Kirchner, and the lad from Bloodsport who dies. Spoiler alert.
Oh, I was thinking a bit of Moondog Spot.
Moondog Spot? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And the film goes slow. Whoa. Oh shit, Mad Dog wins!
Holy shit.
Mad Dog wins! But the commentators are very quick at pains to tell us it's a double elimination tournament. Double. You're allowed to job once.
Yeah. Just like Evo. That's a double elimination tournament.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mad Dog tries to Popeye up with the spinach. I think he actually drinks oil with some kind of treacle or something.
It's like fucking motor oil or something. Yeah.
And then he collapses. Holding his stomach. Oh, man, I love this guy. And he gets cleanly jobbed. Randy Rainey here. He's also briefly in Sly's movie Rambo 3.
Okay.
Also, Scott Norton is around here somewhere. Hey. But
does he have the onesie that shows too much belly?
He unfortunately not, Stephen. But he is a beast. More him later. More on him later.
Hawk,
What do you want?
Mr. Cutler wants a word with you. He's waiting in the presidential suite.
Teddy Funky! Grandpappy's heavy. Tells Sly the boss, Cutler, is waiting for him in the presidential suite. The evil suit tries to buy off Sly again, raising the vig this time to a sweet new fully loaded truck and $500,000.
Which I just want to point out, right? So Sly sold his truck to get to the tournament. Got $7,000. Put that on. Let's round it up. If he wins, he get 150 grand. The winner of the tournament also gets 100 grand plus a truck. So he'd have a truck and 250 grand and a child. But if he takes this deal, he's got a better truck, 500 grand, and no kid. Kids are fucking expensive, man.
Or you could just renege on the deal and take the kid anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He's already done it.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. He needed to take the money. I was just thinking he should have Homer Simpson it, where he's like, he gets a check and because he tears it up or he gives it back to him. And would he not be like, I don't need your money, and puts it in his pocket? Like, when people say that, you're supposed to give it back. And then we get what we've been waiting for. Finally, Terry Funk puts Stallone in his place.
Mr. Cutler is talking to you.
Not quite. He gets flawless victory. And that's it. That's it for Terry Funk.
Oh, man, I hope you got paid a shit ton of money.
Me too. Just fucking wet fart here. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Because, like, of all the people, you could have actually had a fight scene with him. Do you know? Even have it be 30 seconds.
Here's a plot point which I think would have made it better, okay? Bull, the big bald guy who they're building up as the final boss, right? What if Cutler gets to him and gives him the new truck plus 500 grand and says, if you like fake an injury, and then Terry Funk takes his place, and then it's Funker versus Sly in the final, and Funk's job is not to win, not to be the best, but to injure Sly.
If he did that for the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Would have been great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Mike, having been chased by Grandpappy's other goons, just makes it in time to chat to Sly before the main event. And Sly does a fucking terrible job of acting surprised to see him, because he's quite down by himself. If you saw your kid who out of nowhere, who you were strange and told you sod off, I choose the evil man instead.
Who you didn't know came all the way to Vegas to see you.
You would light up.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, it's like if someone told him, oh, we lost your luggage.
Yeah. To be fair, if someone told me they lost my luggage, I'd be more than just...
Mike gives him a big pep talk and how he wants to be with him, with Sly. We'll be together as a family. That's all the motivation Sly needs. So quickly, we are scooted to the main event.
Mike just wants what's inside of Link. Jesus.
Ready. Go!
It's your main event. It's Sly, aka Lincoln Hawk, versus the five-time world champion, Bill Hurley. Bull Hurley.
Bill Hurley.
Bull Hurley.
Balderdash Bill. Would you let him ride the train to Cork, Bill?
Sly is giving up over 100 pounds to Bull Hurley because 80s arm wrestling has no weight classes. So it's like UFC prior to UFC 12 when there is no division based on weight. Like in UFC 3 where 200-pound Keith Hackney fought Emmanuel Yarborough in a 616-pound sumo wrestler. Steve, you're our MMA expert. Remember that one?
I do, mate.
Anybody hoping to win tonight has to come through me, and I'm running the Ultimate Fighting Championship straight back to Jersey.
Yarborough, massive, fat sumo lad, 28 years of age, over 600 pounds.
Give me 600 crusty burgers. Go on,
who somehow managed to live until 2015, which
Good
is
for him.
insane. Yeah, passed away at
Saw
the
that
age
fish.
of 51. Goes toe-to-toe with Keith Hackney, who is a karate stylist. Ding, ding, ding.
Got the haircut, Steve.
Fight starts. I wonder what a karate style would be.
Probably like a ball, like the Shogun style, where you shave the entire front of the head and leave the Costanza.
Yes. I love it. So yes, Hackney sparks Yarborough right at the bell with a massive overhand, kind of open hand fist to the face, drops him, goes in for the kill, but the bigger guy grabs a hold. And I think if he was slightly fitter and a little bit faster, he probably would have been able to hold on to him and just batter him. But Hackney is able to get free after being pushed outside of the broken cage door, which meant that the referee had to kind of split them up, and Hackney was free. Hackney, he was throwing a kick here, a kick there, a jab here, a jab there, moving around, throws a weak kick. Yarborough catches it, which is his undoing because the much faster guy can land lots of strikes, drops him, and then pummels him for about a minute straight before the referee finally calls it as Yarborough taps out to strikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the little guy won.
The little lad won.
Okay.
Yeah.
Precedence, Stephen. Awesome.
Wear him down. He's trying to wear him down. Emmanuel,
He just gave in. Emmanuel just tapped out.
The announcer cites this bout, Sly versus Bull, as David versus Goliath, which is also the tagline of UFC 8, which featured the legit arm wrestling champion at the time the movie came out in 1987. It was 22-year-old Gary Goodridge, aka Big Daddy, a different Big Daddy to our Big Daddy.
Big Daddy versus Emmanuel Yarborough, just big fat lads bouncing bellies. I would pay to watch that.
Special referee Loch Ness.
Oh my God, can you imagine the size of their chipper order?
A super heavyweight amateur boxer, Goodridge here. He picked up MMA extremely quickly. Like, he saw UFC 2, wanted in, went to the school, and they said, listen, we're already training a guy for UFC, but if you beat him, you can go instead. He did. Trounced them really quick, and they gave him a 4th degree black belt. So with less than a month of training, Goodridge represented that Korean martial arts dojo at UFC 8. Steve, do you remember Gary Goodridge versus Paul Herrera?
Oh my God. One of the most famous finishes in MMA history.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man, one of the most famous MMA...
Sorry.
One of the most famous finishes in MMA history. Basically, Herrera was a wrestler. He had no boxing background at all. So his job would have been get in there, shoot a double leg, take him down, grind him out, win. Goodridge knew that this was going to happen, and supposedly he worked on it. And so when your man shot in, he sprawled. He quickly got on top. He grapevined both his legs, one using his own legs and the other using his arms, flipped him over, landed 8 unanswered vicious elbows to the temple, knocked him out after the first one, landed 7 unanswered elbows before the referee jumped in and stopped it.
Before refs were much better and faster at stopping fights.
Now, to be fair to the referee, it's 8 strikes in the space of about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It all happened really, really quickly. But one of the most violent but famous finishes in mixed martial arts history. Absolute legendary stuff.
Goodridge, and that is it.
Excellent. And how did Gary Goodridge look in general?
It's hard to say because the fight was like 12 seconds long.
Wow.
And he was wearing a gi, so you couldn't see his body. But the commentator did mention what you fans don't know at home is that this guy has like some of the biggest arms you'll ever see. So yeah, he must have been just an absolute beast.
Excellent. Yes. Yeah. Did he try arm wrestle him or?
Your man was just flopped out on the canvas.
Did he have a hat? Did he have a cap?
Whoa,
that was his problem.
You could turn it backwards.
Herrera, where's the cap, mate?
What I do is I just try to take my hat and I turn it around, and it's like a switch that goes on. And when the switch goes on, I feel like a truck, like a machine.
back with Sly to try and add as much drama as possible. They intersplice the pre-match promos of the champion who in the present like sweatily growls insults and taunts to get inside Sly's head. These character promos, it was like a shit version of pro wrestling.
Yes.
Everyone's, I'm going to get you. You've no reason for being here. I'll make sure you won't get there again.
It's more of something that you would have seen on like Gladiators.
Yeah.
Isn't like just...
Although Gladiators usually have a bit more charisma.
No. Not from the actual Gladiators.
Oh, right.
From the people who went on the show. Like, all right, I'm from fucking Liverpool. I'm going...
Here's a Dave Lister.
And I'm going to batter Wolf. You know, like, boom, that's it. You know?
Yeah. Hawk almost has him beat, but the grip is broken right before sealing the deal. So the strap is put on their hands, binding the two together.
Which changes the rules, Jay. Which means now it's the first man to touch 4 posts in a row.
And the lighting doesn't work on it. It's way too slow. Bull headbutts Sly, busting his nose. Soft way, I guess, because it's a work. They gasp, strain, and wince, and it all goes slow motion. Actually, like, they don't film it in high frame rate, so it's just the frames per second.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sly has never had a more twisty face than in this scene. It's literally just for 3 minutes. It's fucking hilarious.
At least we get to see his guns in this one.
Yeah.
He was kind of major weight, do you know?
Oh, what a move by Bull Hurley! He has
This final fight is like a wrestling match. We get multiple heat spots with Bull almost having Sly or Link right down to the bottom. Link makes a valiant babyface comeback, but is cut off only to have a second heat phase. Cut off, come back, big babyface shine, goes over the top, hits his finisher, and gets the win.
I was like, almost you're about to win, and then Scott Norton and the rest of the NWO come out for a DQ.
or you're about to win, and then Vince kicks the one-legged man.
Solid heel heat. It's like 1980s heel heat.
Yeah.
And kaboom! Hawk wins. The babyface celebrates and freeze frame, and we're out. Final scene, Mike and Hawk chatting over what they should name their new trucker business. Mike says, Son and Hawk, and Sly was like, how about Hawk and Son?
How about they're both shit, come up with something good, lads?
I think he didn't really want Son and Hawk, but it's like, I'm meeting you halfway so you get the Hawk and Son. So quite clever. Otherwise it just would have been Hawk Alone Enterprises. I did it.
I Hawk Alone.
There we go.
It's done. It's sorted.
Sorted. Right. The end. Welcome to the Aftermath. V1, sir, what did you think of Over the Top?
It's hard for me to fairly judge this movie because I've got such fond memories of it as a kid.
And you're capless.
And although that would make me a bit bitter. Who took my Oakland A's cap, you bollocks?
Mike, I think.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, otherwise that could have been you with Sly.
Bull Hurley. So yeah, it's a feel-good 80s movie with a bit of action thrown in. It's super cheesy. The most basic story ever told. The Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog has more depth of character than Over the Top does. You know what I mean? Yeah. But who cares? Because it's awesome. It's 80s, it's loud, it's bombastic. You get these like power rock ballads every 3 fucking minutes over scenes. Big, burly, wrestling, sweaty, fat men fighting over a truck. Like, what's not to love?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, the cast are not great. Sly is not a particularly good actor. Like, I feel like he would get better as time went on. Like, his range grew a bit, but in 1987, this guy was one note. And you could tell that he was gritting his way through the family drama so that he could get to the twisty face arm bits, you know what I mean? And the kid who plays Mike, he was okay in the role, but the character of Mike is a knob. He's very unlikable. He does get a bit better towards the end of the movie, so I suppose
that's supposed to be his arc, do you know?
That's
he softens.
So he went from bell end to okay.
To knob end.
Yeah. But man, I enjoyed this movie. It's like an hour and 25 minutes long. It is unoffensive, it's fun, and it's a product of its time. I feel like if you showed this to a kid born in the last 15, 20 years, they'd look at you like you had 10 heads and going, you like this stuff? Which is something as wrestling fans we've all had said to us.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, I do like it. And it's great, and I'm glad that I got to review it and talk about it. Thank you.
Let's hear your podcast. Hey, should we find out why did Mike pick this? Why did Michael, not the guy from the movie, but our Nagayu bra, why did he pick this?
Michael says, I chose it as I wanted a cheesy 80s movie to go along with the old school, and I guess arm wrestling is kind of like wrestling.
Yeah.
I liked it as a kid some 30 plus years ago, and whenever I was arm wrestling with schoolmates, I tried to copy the dude's moves when he was about to lose, then reapplies his grip and turns the table. He's like, that's it, because you know how kids are easily impressed. Says, I hope that you guys enjoy doing the review and keep up the awesome work. It's very appreciated. Thanks, Michael.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, mate.
Michael Mays, thank you very much. Had a blast talking about this movie.
Thank you, mate. That's awesome. That reminds me of me when I was wrestling in school, got into fights, and just like I'll grab it and then I just like punch, but I'll stamp my foot at the same time.
Yes.
And I couldn't understand why he wasn't going down. You know, this is my super move.
Homer punching the fly.
I didn't have a cap. That was my problem. Yeah, pretty inoffensive, heartwarming tale about a man being given a second chance at being a father. The arm wrestling, it's just a vehicle. Like, the arm wrestling is the plot, and the story is the father and son rekindling their relationship. But it's more of, this film is about a father having the thought, if I could start over, I'd do this differently. And this is about a story of a guy who gets a second chance at a fresh start. The writing is quite simple, like it's very easy to digest, where people just state how they're feeling. There's nothing to unpack, there's no layers to it. You could just tell Sly helped write this. Although it's a large step down from the drama, tension and catharsis of Rocky and the balls-to-the-wall action of Cobra and Rambo, it's a nice, innocuous, family-friendly arm wrestling drama. Like, apart from a few errant bad words like asshole was thrown around a bit, the whole family can enjoy this flick.
Frazier up top with the frog splash. Nice. That was a jaw-dropping move by... He put him away! He picks up the win!
Wrestling's been very good to me. I mean, I've been a spectator, but a long time ago I met Terry Funk and he got me into the world of wrestling. And I've always, he's a great guy. And I've always thought that wrestlers are extraordinary athletes.
This kind of step down, it's reflected in the box office. Okay, cost $25 million to make, $12 million going to Stallone. Brought in...
Oh, God. I'm going to say like around even, like 25 million.
16.
Oh, yeah. But did it do well on VHS? Because that's where I would have seen it. We probably rented this movie multiple times.
I think it ended up breaking even, but it wasn't didn't do great.
It's not like the fucking Matrix where it went on DVD and it made $3 billion kind of thing. Yeah. Ah, shit.
Actually, it did
just compared over the top to the Matrix.
They're the same important
delusion.
Pop culture.
What do you mean this movie V1 liked when he was 5 didn't do brilliant?
I'm impressed that you got to see it on VHS because there was no international distribution of it in cinema. So
it was
most of us would have seen
like
it on VHS.
Pirated VHS that my local place in Ballier sold, you know?
Is that from the ice cream truck? Dude, is it? Like, personally, I was really looking forward to Terry Funk acting because, oh my God, that's Terry Funk's film. But he's in it for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
we couldn't even gauge how well he can act, because how well can you act with Mr. Cutler is waiting for you? That's nothing to go on. But he did a fine job. He'd have a much meatier role in Roadhouse, where he gets to properly interact with Swayze as a mate.
What do we do now?
There's always Barber College. And there's a bit where there's another adversary for Patrick Swayze, and he was like, "Oh, I'll get you, chicken dick." And I was like, "That's a great line." And
chicken dick.
Terry Funk came up with that line.
Okay.
Because Patrick Swayze was like, "I need you to think of a line that this guy can say to insult me with." Terry Funk was just thinking back to his time when he got like Giant Baba's lads over to Amarillo for training, and they went out for dinner, and there was like a cowboy guy there, and he was just like, "Out of my way, chicken dick." And he was like, "Oh, chicken dick? Don't call me chicken dick." And he does the voice. He was like, "That stuck in my head." And it was perfect. Listen, let's hear Terry Funk say it.
What's the matter, you chicken dick? What are you afraid of? Me?
Patrick said to tell me to insult him terribly on the screen. What can I possibly say? And I thought, and then I remembered a bunch of Japanese came over here to Texas to see me. So I took them to a bar. So we went in a bar, and there's this cowboy in there, and this Japanese guy went to sit down, and this cowboy said to him, he said, what are you doing here, chicken dick? And the Japanese guy went berserk. He said, "Oh, chicken dick. No, call me chicken dick. Nobody call me chicken dick. No chicken dick." You know.
So that's the movie over and done with. But just wanted a quick chin wag. Arm wrestling in pro wrestling. So who are the big arm wrestlers in pro wrestling? Scott Norton. You can see, actually, here's a picture with him with Owen Hart. Because in 1986, they held a real tournament for arm wrestling for the Stallone movie Over the Top.
Nice.
And Scott Norton won it.
Whoa!
Yeah, the super heavyweight pro division. He beat the world number one, Cleve Dean, twice. Super difficult to find footage, but here's what I got.
Okay. Ooh.
Let's see if I can... Oh, holy, this is the smallest. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can't really see, because Scott Norton used to have big blonde hair, and he was just a boulder, boulder of a man. Anyway, so that's him, like, not
okay.
Facing. And that's it.
They're over so quickly.
So no pro wrestling hot dog in there. That looked real.
That's a shoot, brother.
But I was wondering, like, okay, so that's Scott Norton. We also had Vader, Leon White, very accomplished arm wrestler. Bam Bam, a wrist wrestler, which is similar but different to arm wrestling. And Rick Rude, also very well known for being a great arm wrestler.
Okay, what about thumb wrestlers? What about them? 1, 2, 3, 4, they declare a thumb war.
It's all over the top, isn't it? Like, there's only the top. There is no sides. Like, just thinking of how big was arm wrestling in the 80s.
It was definitely much bigger than it was now. Like, I feel like all boys with their mates, they would arm wrestle.
Yeah, in like schoolyards. It'd be pretty huge. Would have been at fever pitch after this film came out.
In college with Gaz.
He loves it.
He loved an arm wrestle. He took it very seriously. He arm wrestling the girls and all. Like he fucking loved it.
Why was he draped in the Albanian flag? Arm wrestling is nothing huge in pro wrestling besides as a gimmick to get cheap heat. Like, okay, Ivan Putski's versus Jesse Ventura. Putski's gonna win. Oh, the heel's gonna lose. So I'll pull you over, and then that'll bulge you, and I get you, and that's a sneak attack. That kind of bollocks. But the kettle was white hot in 1987, so a quick 5 years after the film was released, 1992 and 93, Jesse Ventura held arm wrestling tournaments on WCW TV.
Nice.
Everybody knows Jesse the Body Ventura always brings something new to the world of pro wrestling. Well, get ready, WCW, because it's time now for the Jesse the Body Ventura first annual Strongest Arm Contest. That's right, we're going to find out who's got the strongest arm in WCW. The first annual Jesse the Body Tournament.
Yeah, but a worldwide 8-man tournament. Most don't take it seriously except for the actual arm wrestlers. Like Vader's like, and Rude is like, I'm a 5-time arm wrestling champion. Of course I got the invite. Would you like to watch some, Stephen?
I would like to watch some, Jay.
WCW Worldwide, WWE, all right with it?
This is it, gentlemen. This is the finals.
See, I was thinking this might be a work because, okay, if Sid Vicious wins an arm wrestling bout, the next week there's a voiceover saying, oh yeah, he's out, so we're going to get Vader in instead. I was like, wait, did he actually get injured? Do you know? But actually, that was the incident with Sid, Aaron, and the scissors.
Oh,
and Sid,
shit.
you gotta go, mate. And it's like, my arm wrestling tournament. No! Could have won a truck.
What's the matter, Sid? Can't find your scissors? Wow!
Here's the finals here. So we got Vader versus Ice Train from WCW Worldwide 1993. It's December 18th. Let's do it.
Gotta grip the peg. Elbows down.
Okay. Look at Demolition Man Jesse there. And his rock shirt.
Go! This is it. The one who goes down. The winner will have the strongest arm, and it's Vader. It's Vader.
That's Ice Train. Do you like him?
One of the great. Look at this. This is like the final of the movie.
Look at Vader's arm there. It's like he's twisting his other arm. Which leads me to believe that it's fake.
This is totally fake. The babyface gets cut off. No, he's making his comeback again. Go over the top.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What? Oh, Vader wins it. Hey.
I love the Fat Man arm. The Fat Man
The
gun
gun
show.
show. Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's the best thing ever. That's so much fun. It's absolute bollocks, but it's good fun.
And it was like, your man Ice Train, it was like, okay. Because I was wondering, like, in pro wrestling, is it like Brawl for All, where it's actually real? Or is it just pro wrestling? Okay, we have your answer here because we got the legit biggest arm wrestler in wrestling, Scott Norton, taking on Crush Bra!
Crush Bra!
Portland.
Look at how thick Norton is.
Come on, Brian. You got it, baby.
All right, here we go.
Go, Brian, go. Come on, Brian. Let me see them big pythons.
Oh, man, look at this.
He's cheating, Brian.
He's going to get him.
Brian.
He's going to get him.
Shut up.
Norton's going to get him.
He's cheating. Brian, he's cheating. Come on.
Yes! Yes!
The freedom powder. Something tells me that this is not a legitimate sporting competition.
So on the up and up. It's great stuff.
Right. Can we give you one more? One more. Because I wanted to see what did the WWF do. Because, you know, Rick Rude, very accomplished arm wrestler. How would he let this slide? So here he's going to take on Hulk Hogan in 1988, the 9th of January. Yeah, he's actually got guns. Let's do it.
Oh my God, they're going to get down.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to get down and dirty, brah.
He wants to arm wrestle in the worst way. He's down on the canvas, issuing the challenge.
Hogan, are you going to do it? He should smash him because he's got the python.
Yeah,
In kayfabe, he has to win.
Well, if he's undefeated, he won't.
This has gone from society. This does not exist in wrestling anymore.
No one does this type of stuff anymore. And I feel like if you brought this back, it would be over.
Where are the who is our lads in AEW? Like the Blade Runners, or what do you call them? Truth Magnum.
The Outrunners.
Yes. Tell him. Oh. We got to get on to him. Listen.
Yes.
Like, I'm not joking. I want this.
I don't like this one bit.
Yeah, okay. You got to be happy. You got to be happy with it. You got to be both happy with the...
Bring out the strap.
Which one is the southpaw?
Look at Rude, look at Rude, look at Rude, Gorilla.
Obviously, Ravishing Rick is the southpaw. Oh, look at the hoster fight back here.
This must piss off Rick Rude. Piss him off.
Yeah. You know that they already arm wrestled backstage just so that Rude could show Hogan that he would win.
Look at the determination.
Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick.
Oh,
oh, boo. Boo. Boo, Hogan.
It's such a Hogan finish, isn't it? It's such a Hogan finish.
He was just playing possum.
He just goes right into like ham, you know?
But I suppose that helps out Rude because that is obviously fake. You've done a fake thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to winning. Anyway. But yeah. Like Vader, when he was taking on Max Payne, it was just, okay, it's fake. Because Vader is like looking into the crowd, no pain, no pain. You know, withstands constant pressure, pumps him out. Where has arm wrestling gone? Well, you know, since the early 90s, it was phased out again. Like, you may see it if we're trying to get someone's size and strength over.
Yeah.
2008, a bevy of arm wrestling. We got Khali versus H.
Okay.
Obviously, Khali is a massive guy who's trying to get oversized. So Triple H, I gotta win. And then he has to cheat. So Khali can only beat Triple H if he cheats. Mark Henry versus John Cena.
Wow, if they had John Cena go over Mark, like the strongest man in the world.
Let's see it.
I don't. Hey! Look at this! I won't!
And Mark Henry again versus Kane.
Ooh.
So they would bring it back here and there. Like, you will see it in NXT and Daniel Puter in Tough Enough as well.
Wow.
They break it out. But yeah, it's kind of resigned to the schoolyards. Do schoolyard kids still do it?
Nah.
Listen,
I really doubt it.
Any neglectful parents can tell us.
Do you remember there was the arcade game that you could go and play and had like the robot arm?
Yes, yeah.
And as a kid, you know, like you'd beat level 1 or something like that, and then you go up to level 2 and it would tear the fucking shoulder off of you.
How was that legal? Like, OSHA-wise, how is that legal to have a game that will tear your shoulder?
There were no rules.
I love it. Yeah, back in the day. It was a good time back then.
Yeah.
Where you can injure yourself and there was no backsies.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, man. I enjoyed chatting arm wrestling with you, Steve.
Total bollocks.
Yeah. This movie was nothing, but it was enjoyable waste of time.
It was.
You know,
it was.
You got your plot, which is the arm wrestling. Got your story, which is man rekindling.
Redemption.
With the sun, you know, and harmless faff.
Giving him what's inside of him.
But made for a fun review and quite enjoyed that, mate. Which leaves us just one more thing to say, that if you wanted to see other NoggerU film reviews just like this one, you can slip us a couple of bucks. You can keep us in hunky dories. What do we got? Some crunchy sweet and spicy Whatsits. I like it. And we got some cordial is not that expensive. We can,
some
yes,
Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max, which is like €1 a can now.
Double deckers and some boosts.
Yes, please. You can keep the wavy gravy train going at
noggeru.oswreview.com.
And that leaves us just enough time to say it's a goodbye from V1.
Take a boo.
And myself, the 2.5-time Golden Nogger Award winner. See you in the funny pages. And remember, until next time, a winner is you.
Oh, Chicken Dick. No, call me Chicken Dick. Nobody call me Chicken Dick. No Chicken Dick, you know.